What's happening, everybody? I am John Ryan here with the man reviewing AC Unity, Marty.
Whoa! Thanks for having me, John.
Thanks for being on the show.
This is my. There's a couch. There's an audience. It's all very strange.
There's none of those things.
Yeah.
We're looking at Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, that's a big city.
It's a huge city. This is Le Paris.
The City of Lights.
Is that what it's called?
That's one of its names.
Oh, look at that. I didn't know that. Yeah. So we're here atop Notre Dame Cathedral.
Yeah.
And we're looking at what has changed in Unity, in the Assassin's Creed universe. Basically what they've added.
Did you call it the Assassin's Creed universe?
The Crew universe?
Crew universe.
The Crew universe?
Yeah, so is this being the first truly only new-gen AC? Obviously, Black Flag came out last year, but that was cross-gen.
But it was both, and Rogue is coming out exclusively for the older console.
Yes, and the personal computer.
Until it comes out on this and next year, which I'm sure will happen.
That's probably going to happen. But yeah, let's talk about some of the changes, some of the things that are here that weren't before, and things that most importantly aren't here that were before.
Right. So one of the newer add-ons, which I'm sure you've all heard a little bit about, and we'll get out of the way right quick. As you can see in our parkour menu, in our action menu, which is up in the top right-hand screen, we've got now 2 parkour options, which is one going up, which if you hit A or on the PlayStation
traditional
X,
AC,
you run straight up the wall, you do the whole thing. But because it was always a little bit awkward to get down,
it was always very awkward to get down.
So like you'd be running and then you would just kind of like stop and you would do that.
Yeah,
and
it'd be like, unless there's a haystack underneath, I'm just going to jump and hope I don't die.
Exactly, and hope you don't die. But now they've introduced the ability to do downwards parkour, so we free run down. And look at that! Boom, super smooth. Pow! Look at that!
Chip
down.
Yeah,
and you're on the ground.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I'm kind of like with about control-wise in this game, but that is not one of them.
Yeah, that is a huge change, and that is something that going forward with the series, that just has to be there.
Yeah, if it's not there anymore, I'll be super upset.
Yeah, and it looks cool. The buildings are pretty well designed to where there's a lot of paths to go upwards and downwards, and so
this is the first time where I've really felt like I really can climb anything. Like there's been a bunch of buildings in the older Assassin's Creed where it's like, nope, you can't climb that. Nope, you can't climb that.
For some reason,
but in this, I can run inside a bunch of buildings. Yeah. This is just a random tavern. I have no idea what it's doing here, but I can go inside it. It's not like the ones that have those cutscenes.
Sure.
From like 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, the mobility up and down also sort of highlights the game has really great animation, and as well as Arno is sort of superhuman. Like he will make leaps.
Oh yeah, he can fly.
He'll make leaps that just aren't normal.
He's essentially Batman.
He's essentially Batman.
He's French Batman,
which I'm fine with. If this game was realistic, Arno would already be very tired.
Yeah,
he would not be able to.
As a protagonist, if he weren't such kind of a jerk, he'd be a much better Batman.
Sure.
Just saying that. So the other thing, let's look at something that they looped out or changed, I should say. So I'm a pretty not super high level, but I've progressed far enough.
You are a legend.
I'm a legend. I'm not a master assassin yet, but I'm a legend. So to do a drop assassination, normally in any other game, as soon as you start the game, you can just be like, "Hup," and stab.
Yeah.
And then that's it. No one would even bat an eye, and you can just walk away.
Yeah.
But in this game, instead, when you start the game, you have to purchase it from like a skills menu.
Points.
So you've got these 4 kinds of skills, and you have to buy them with assassin's points, which I don't actually have any of right now.
Creed points, if you will.
No, Creed points are the other ones. Those are the ones that you upgrade your equipment with, which we'll also get into in a second.
Points. Yeah.
So these are your assassin's points, and you have to unlock environmental blending. So like to sit down on a bench.
Which was one of the staples of AC1.
Yeah. Like to just sit down on a bench between 2 people and not get spotted, you now have to purchase that. You have to purchase double assassinations. You have to purchase the air assassinations.
Yeah.
Which is all well and good. They've also added a couple of new things like the disguise ability, which you would actually have noticed from the multiplayer.
Yeah.
In AC 3 and 4.
Yeah, where you sort of, they would use the, the idea of that you're in a simulation to have you be able to instantly change your disguise.
Right, you can become somebody else.
Yeah.
You have to purchase the money pouch, which was again a given from the first 2 games.
You have to purchase poison bombs. You have to purchase the ability to use a gun.
Yeah, to even own a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I kind of like it because this game is definitely one of the more difficult Assassin's Creed I've experienced in a while. But at the same time, to have to purchase melee finishers and to have to purchase basic attacks that you're automatically given at the very beginning of every other game is kind of it's a setback in a lot of ways.
Sure.
So you'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I did like it. It felt that I felt this a very sort of personal connection in terms of just the character I was building. Not like Arno as
absolutely.
a character, but more of just like the skill set that I was earning. So I would, I focused a lot on upgrading Lockpick, which is another thing. So
that's how I'm making all my money.
Yeah. There's all sorts of chests scattered about Paris. There's the standard ones that you can just open if you find them.
Yep.
There's certain ones, like gold ones, that you need to open using. You have to have signed up for AC Initiates,
which is a
sort of like
second
an
screen. It's a browser-based, basically challenge thing. It's sort of it combines your progression throughout the main game itself. As well as gives you challenges on a daily basis. So, like, it'll be like, hey, kill 6 of these types of enemies, and you'll get more XP and initiates.
Yep.
And then you'll be able to open more chests.
Double XP weekend.
Double XP weekend.
And then there's the certain lockpick chests where you have to just engage in like a basic lockpick.
I think I've actually picked all of the ones in this area.
You are such a picker.
I know. Actually, let's see. Let's find out. So this is the map. This is the whole map of Paris. They've added a nice little sort feature to it. You can see all the co-op missions here in various colors. Here I am over here. But I want...
You don't know what you want.
Okay, it's all the way over here. So we're going to set the marker for that one chest. What was I just going to say? You might have noticed in combat, too, we weren't able to immediately murder everybody.
Yeah.
Which was... since I want to say AC2, maybe Brotherhood.
That was sort of the standard MO.
There's a kill everyone button.
Yeah, stab everything until it's dead.
And that's gone now.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm okay with. I think it actually makes the game better because it's much more difficult.
Yeah, and the game emphasizes stealth once you get out of this ruckus.
Well, I'm
what
trying to demonstrate that you can now.
Oh yeah.
If this was Assassin's Creed 4, you could just parry one blow and then kill all 5 of those dudes in 3 buttons.
Sure.
But there's no more of that now.
Yeah.
Because you've got to. Whoop, that was weird. Because you have to actually block and actively parry and combat every single.
And there's a lot of there'll be enemies. They don't just like wait like a crappy kung fu movie where one attacks you at a time.
Yeah,
multiple ones will attack you at a
go
time.
after
Ones with
you.
ranged weapons will shoot you. They don't care about you. But yeah, the game has once Sean kills this guy, we'll show you. If you hold the L button, the L trigger.
So Arno right there.
Yeah.
Was just not paying attention to what I was doing.
No.
Like
that was mean Arno.
That was mean Arno. That was Sped Arno.
Yeah, Spadarno.
Yeah. So I'm sorry about that.
We forgive you.
I know. I don't forgive myself.
That's tough.
Or
That's
Ubisoft.
Tough. Yeah.
Really.
It's tough.
So in the new combat mechanics, which look great, the animations are really cool. The parrying system is great. They've introduced a new system where it's like a timed parry as opposed to just generic hit the button, block the strike.
Yeah.
It's kind of like critical strikes in the Batman franchise, or Shadow Mortar if you prefer. And they work really well, except when the new system kind of bugs out.
Sure.
So here we have one of the new lockpick chests right over here. First, we'll have to murder this guy right quick.
Yeah, so we'll show you the lockpick game. When you approach a locked chest, you'll see that it has 1, 2, or 3 lines. And that's sort of...
that indicates what skill you need.
What level, yeah. I mean, in
So
theory, you could open a level 3 at level 1.
No, you can't.
No, in theory, you can. It's just moving
it's
impossibly
just fast.
Yeah.
So we've got Apprentice Locksmith, Journeyman Locksmith, and Master Locksmith. This chest is a Master Locksmith chest. I'm not going to lie. I may not be able to open it. I think I only have like 1 lockpick left.
I believe in you.
1 lockpick, Marty. Nope.
I should not have put my faith in you.
You should not have believed in me.
I put my faith in the wrong person.
But
those like level 3 chests usually come with either like a cool piece of equipment or a ton of money.
Yep, I actually got the chest piece that I'm wearing.
Nice.
From a locked fancy chest.
Yeah. And then a lot of people, since everyone seemed to love Black Flag, a lot of people have been asking, is there naval combat in this?
Not in this one.
No, there
friends.
isn't. That's what Rogue is all about. No naval combat. You're not riding any horses. There's no Pegasi.
There's no Pegasi.
There's no
cars.
cars.
Beforehand?
There's no car. There's just I'm talking modes of transportation. There's no segways. There's no dino bicycles.
Well, Spoiler alert.
Spoilers, yeah.
There's dino
the
bikes.
old dino bicycle.
Assassin's Creed 9. Dino Riders.
A Kratzen's Mead. Another thing, there is very little outside of the Animus talk in this game. You never leave the Animus.
I'm kind of okay with.
Yeah, so am
I. I always enjoyed the Desmond sections in the first 2.
Yep.
3, not so much.
Got a little too much, yeah.
But there's after they kind of were like, that whole future war scenario that we've kind of been building up for 3 games, and then decided to just not do that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with spending as little time outside the Animus as possible. I mean, Paris is a beautiful city to explore like every inch of, and I'm totally cool just doing that.
Yeah. You're not an employee at Abstergo doing first-person stuff like you were in Black Flag.
You're just a guy with an Xbox.
Yeah. There's a handful of moments where in the co-op as well, you speak with folks, like there's a narrator who exists outside of the Animus. And if you've seen some of the Time Anomaly trailers, those are sort of the replacement for that. But I mean, this is very much a story about the French Revolution, and not a story about the big sort of meta overarching.
The idea of co-op as well. If we go back to the missions brief, you can see all the co-op missions that we have all over the city that you can play with your friends, you can play with random strangers.
Yeah.
What you can't do is, though, there's also no competitive multiplayer.
Yeah, they've gotten rid of that.
I didn't realize up until probably about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Then it broke your heart.
And you broke my heart. I was like, I can't wait to stab my friends. And you're like, no, you can't.
Womp womp. Yeah, that was always a thing. I never played a ton of the competitive multiplayer, but I always appreciated it.
I thought it was a really ingenious take on competitive multiplayer.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of, sort of having to pretend that you're an NPC and a lot of, mind games and tricking your opponents. Yeah. So instead, you have, cooperative multiplayer. You have 2-player heists. You have 4-player missions that sort of bring in a little bit of a competitive edge where you all have the same goal. And if any one character dies, everyone fails. But at the same time, your reward at the end of the mission is based on how well you played,
but not how well your teammates.
No, and so there'll be a thing where if your teammates get into trouble, it's sort of this balancing risk reward of, well, I want to help them because I don't want to lose the mission.
But at the same time,
if I stay hidden, and they just
better for myself.
Yeah, and if they just get out of it, if they're able to just get out on their own, then that's perfect. Yeah, so that's sort of how they've changed that. Yeah, I got stabbed right in the head.
Right in the face.
Old head stabbings.
So those are some of the changes that we've noticed going through AC Unity. Definitely still worth checking out, though.
Oh, absolutely.
But, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you miss the ability to just one button kill every single person in a room? Do you like the new downward parkour system? Or do you think, what? No, I miss jumping to my death every time I want to get down from the top of the building.
That'd be weird if you said that. You'd be a weirdo.
I mean, I feel that way sometimes. Sure. I kind of miss the hilarious nature of like, all right, I don't see a haystack. I'm just kind of going to hope for the best.
I'm not sure how high my health is, but maybe I'll survive this.
Maybe we can live.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think of the changes made to the AC universe,
if you will,
in Unity.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
And for everything else with Unity, for Assassin's Creed Rogue, Brotherhood, video games in general, I suppose. Sure. You're already in that right place. Marty, where are we?
The Imagine Games Network, IGN.com.
Yeah! Oh, let's go for a swim. No, come on.
We're there.